Previously last week, a series of brutal murders in the Lake Kumash, Washington, have set the tiny community of the Olympic Forest on edge. Strange red lights have been seen and reported emanating from deep within the forests. Bodies have been discovered impaled on tree stumps, like in Logan. Women disemboweled, their intestines paraded into the foliage and stuffed into each other, creating bloated, distended bellies and mock pregnancies. Your job? Find the perpetrator, neutralize, and bury the evidence. You're on the next C-130 to Bellingham, where you'll be met by a local asset familiar with the area. Your handler gives each of you a new iPhone and then opens a fingerprint that opens with fingerprint and opticals scan, along with a halyard containing a badge with a fake name. And giving you good luck wishes. You arrive in Bellingham, and after a quick jeep ride out to this small forest community, you arrive at the scene. Birds chirping out in the nature, and at this point it is the end of the day. The sun is low in the horizon, and you are kind of just getting the lay of the land of the surroundings of this small town. You look down the main boardwalk, and it is a tiny mountain community. Essentially, this is a tourist-supported spot. You got the gas station, a small hotel, teeny little convenience store, and other than that, it's pretty sparse. There's a couple of, it would look like they might be surreptitious weed farms here and there, but like I said, a small mountain community that is subsisting mostly off of tourism in the summer and hunkering down during the winter. Maybe some skiing activities, some snowmobiling, maybe a little bit of backcountry skiing, but otherwise, teeny tiny. Let's go ahead and introduce our characters here. John, you're a character. You've been playing with us for a second.
Yeah, I've been playing the last character for a few sessions now, which is strange. His name is Arthur Green. During missions, he uses the cover name John because he's not allowed to reveal his real name due to Delta Green guidelines.
Operational security, OPSEC's important. And DMW, please introduce your character.
So I pulled I believe the investigative FBI special agent out of the file. His regular name is Wesley Calvin. I guess he'll go with Jacobs for a code name.
Jacobs, FBI. Each of you notice, as you fill up the government, I'm going to say it's a government black van. A white van is too cliche, so this is a black van. And emerging around from one of the pumps, gas station attendant comes out. Skinny man, a little bit of a nervous disposition, approaches you with a red hat, Make America Great Again. Hey, I believe you guys are here from the government, correct? Asset Gribbs. I was told by the agency to give you all a tour of the area once you got into town. I believe that you're here for the ongoing string of murders. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Hell, it's terrible what's been happening. Absolutely horrible. People showing up all hanging, dangling from trees, cut up from their own insides. My God, you wouldn't believe the absolute gruesomeness of the scenes. Well, maybe you would because you had some of the pictures. But
we'll handle this.
Yeah, I'm glad someone from Uncle Sam's coming out here to make things straight. But I gotta warn you, it's pretty disturbing what's been going on.
We'll take it from here.
Well, all right. I'm happy to show you where the latest string of murders have been happening out by the lake. It's not too far from here. We could get over there probably before the sun goes down, and you could see at least maybe try and pick up the trail of the last one that happened, and hopefully find something worth getting on the trail about the mayor. He asked me to let him know when y'all came to town, and at this point he's gonna take out another cigarette. He has been smoking, but he's gonna go ahead and light a second cigarette with his current cherry. And this is like a pretty, I would say this gas station is not OSHA safe, and there are fumes like wafting out of the gas station. Oh man, I'm brain farting. Nozzle? Yeah. Yeah, there's like fumes wafting out of the nozzle. The fume catch is not operating correctly. Everything like seems pretty old, and you look like up at the top of the nozzle where it connects to the actual like pump, and someone has clearly like left it inside of their car as they drove away and ripped it out, and it's just been duct taped back on, and there's like a continual stream of gasoline coming down like the hose.
I
Ooh.
take this guy by the shoulder and like lead him away and say, "Ooh, don't want to die by a gas explosion, do we?
Yeah.
Dangerous."
No, no, you're right. Oh boy, like I haven't died yet, but you're right. I did see Zoolander, and that was a great scene. I'm a big fan of yeah, but you're right. Let's not tempt the fates, as it were. But yeah, let me know when y'all ready. I'll take you on over to the mayor's house, and we'll get him, and then we'll head on over to the scene.
Hmm.
Sounds like a plan. I'll uh
Let's
I'll
take care
take
of
the
that
drive.
right away. The sooner the better.
Absolutely. Y'all finish up gassing, and after a moment, this really beat up like 1993 Jeep Wrangler. The paint is like orange, but mostly rust. It's rust. It's rust colored with patches of orange. And it comes around the back, and he starts leading you up a dirt trail from the main road, and it doesn't take too long. This is clearly like the dirt road you're traveling up on is in better condition than the actual paved road. It's very clear that at this point, just the neglect of the state of Washington, as these rural communities have not had the roads repaved in decades, and just the pot marks, you're having to take it pretty slow, especially the last few miles coming up to this remote little town up here. And in stark contrast, this road that you're traveling up, even though it's dirt, it's wide, it's been maintained. You can see some unused tractors on the side of this sprawling expanse of property. And it's clear that the hardback of this side road has been maintained and is probably quite a bit newer than and seen more attention than any road that you've come across so far. And pulling in front of this very fancy, you wouldn't call it a log cabin. It's got the motif of one of these A-frame mountain cabins, but it's enormous. It's got 3 stories. The wood all used throughout this thing is ancient sequoia, all stacked up on top of each other at sharp angles. It is impressive. It is a. It's almost like a feat of of uh, of wood architecture. It is very nice. There's several different terraces and patios that lead up to it, and the garage is quite fancy. You're figuring, wow, that's at least a 3-car garage, but it looks like it descends down into a lower level that is probably even more, has a little bit more capacity than just 3 cars.
Um, I think I can get a
Sharp angles, you say?
No, not that sharp. Not that sharp.
can I get a good sense of like how well traveled this road seems?
There seems to be, like, it is pretty wet out. Like there's clearly been a recent rain. It's at this point in the late winter where things have not quite begun to thaw out. There's still a pretty good bit amount of snow on the trees and on the road coming up. It's been plowed. And besides your tracks, there hasn't been anything recent, but it's been well maintained, allowing anyone to make their way without snow chains or studs. Like you can tell that the way has been kept clear and it'd be pretty passable. There isn't anything fresh, like this fresh snow cover. You're the only tracks in it, but there is a you could tell that this is a path that's been well traveled over the last week or so. Like there are tracks just below the recent snowfall that leads you to believe that this is something that's been traveled this week.
Gotcha.
So you guys all park in the front. Grips gets out and he's like, all right, well, might as well go up and ring the doorbell and get the old mare out here.
In the meantime, Wookie, Sam is saying that he can join. He was held up for a bit, and if that's okay.
Sam? Who the fuck's Sam?
Yes.
How dare he?
No,
Oh,
not
Scheme.
Sam. Sam.
Scheme. That's a backwards E.
S-C-E-A-M.
That's a backwards E. 3E.
Yeah. Say
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to have more people when you're facing the unending cosmic horrors of the universe. You want
I can't
friends.
imagine why.
Yeah, no, you want friends.
One of us is going to go insane. We might as well all go insane, you know.
Insane together. I mean, if everybody's all operating under the same delusion, like climate change isn't real, are you crazy? Are you?
I mean, probably still, yeah, but you know.
Hey, there's no objective reality. Shush. Shush, you. But yeah, so after a moment, you guys make your way up these, like, impressively well done, and it's just an artisan level of detail here. You make your way up the steps, and there are these totems carved into the pillars of wood that are holding up this vestibule area. The stairway that leads up to this front door is all meticulously carved with these different scenes of animals being chased, like a fox grabbing a rabbit and tearing it apart in the mid moment of its death. You see a bear mauling a moose, but a moose at the same time is stomping on top of a wolverine that's battling with it. It's all these different scenes of nature, but predators and prey. And they're all amazingly detailed. It's as if they're so lifelike if they weren't made out of wood. And the wood is all very polished. It's this deep, almost purpley colors as it's been worked over again and again with the wood polished and worked into it, giving it an oily sheen and protecting it from the elements, but also giving it a shine. Welcome, Scheme!
Hello.
Scheme, do me a favor. I'm sorry.
I want to ask: is it scheme or
It's
seam?
scheme. It's what Wookiee
Scheme.
pronounces it. Yeah, he pronounces it right.
Scheme, what's
I'm
your...
scheming?
over here. He's planning. He's got plans. What's your character's name again? I forget.
Seth Hester.
Seth. That's right. You're a medic.
Healer boy.
Good to have him. Okay. Yep. So, Seth, essentially what's happened so far is you guys have arrived in a remote town, really far out of town. You look at your phone, you're like, oh, I got no bars here. And
I can't watch my TikTok.
Yeah, no, you're going through TikTok
Oof.
withdrawals, and
All right, guys. I think we gotta go.
humanity's fucked here. Fuck these guys.
Oh.
No, you are in the middle of the Washington outback, just out in the forest. You've been called in here to investigate a string of gruesome murders, and there are reports of these strange glowing lights emanating from the forest at the same locations as these horrifically ghastly murders. Enter Delta Green. Currently,
And we're currently going to the mayor to
Oh,
get
the
some more
mayor.
information. And we're in this big 3-story log house. That's just made of wood. We're currently walking by these totems and wooden sculptures of animals eating each other. And
You.
it's really graphic and disgusting.
Just like me.
hot. Yeah, no, it is a very fancy mansion, all made of wood. And yeah, after a few moments, Gribbs goes up. The asset in which Delta Green put you in contact with, the local, goes up to the door, rings the doorbell, and not too long, a couple minutes goes by, when a
In these minutes,
Mhm.
first of all, what's his name? I forgot.
Gribbs is the asset that's leading you here.
Ah, Grib. I totally know this person.
I wanted to call him Dale Gribble, but we're just gonna go with Gribbs.
Quandale Gribble.
Say Gribbs, how long have these wooden sculptures been there?
Oh man,
When were they made?
this property goes back quite a ways. Original settlement that came here. This is probably it was a hotel, if I'm not mistaken. But gradually added on to over time. This is all a new artistry, this carpentry here, and he's pointing at the different statues and different, like the different. I'm not sure what you call them, like inlays. Like what is it called when you actually like carve
I
into?
feel like inlays is close to right.
Yeah,
Like you could probably use that word, and that makes sense.
there's probably a better
Maybe.
carpentry word for it, but yeah, you can tell there's like these elaborate scenes of like these. They seem a little bit like on the more gruesome, like violent side. They're all.
Like,
It's very impressive. The detail level is very high, but they all are. They have a recurrent theme of predators chasing prey in these moments of like either capture or being descended upon and eaten. It's very
so
graphic.
it's a fetish.
I wouldn't. There's nothing sexual about it. There's no. There's not like a bear having sex with another bear.
I don't know, bro. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
While they're asking questions, Jacobs is gonna put on some sunglasses and work on repressing all of this knowledge.
Good call.
Here's some alcohol, buddy.
I don't need
Yeah,
to know
anyways,
anything.
I'm really glad you're here, Seth.
I was totally here the entire time.
This would be pretty desperate without you. Two
I know,
people
right?
usually aren't enough.
I'm
Especially
the main
with the
character.
things we've met before.
Oh, I'm the
It's
protagonist
I'm
of
glad
it.
you're here too, John. Oh wait, your name's Arthur.
No,
I
call me
forgot.
John.
Oh, it's John. Oops.
Blowing my
Apparently
cover here,
working on
bro.
Forgetting all of this information too.
Now, Seth, John, and Jacob, you all turn as the door opens, and this is a meaty door. You can tell just by the weight of it as it moves. This is a thick
Wait.
boy.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it was actually made of meat, and I was about to throw up.
No, it's made of wood. It's made of wood.
Or it's a
Ugh.
meaty door.
Yeah, it's dripping blood and opens up, and there's a well-dressed gentleman. He is in a suit buttoned up, looking to the nines. Got a classic like black suit and a red tie. Comes out.
So he's the villain.
No, no.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry. He's wearing a blue tie. Comes
Oh,
out.
okay, he's
perfectly
so
reasonable.
He's so nice.
Okay. Phew. Comes out. Introduces himself. Shakes hands with Gribbs. Hey everybody, this is Mayor Keanu Naki. He's been elected the last few years and really turned this place around. A wonderful, wonderful leadership that we've received here from this man here. Pleasure to meet you all. Hello.
Glad to meet you.
Fantastic. I'm
Nice.
glad you're here.
Nice to meet you. I still got my vampire vid
Ah,
from first mission.
boy. Oh, that's hilarious. No, I'm glad the government's here, and it sounds like you all have a fantastic sense of humor. I'm glad that old Uncle Sam has taken interest in our little community, and I know things can slip through the cracks, and it doesn't go unappreciated that you all have made time for us.
Don, who the hell is Sam?
I think it's a euphemism for the US government.
Can I get the
What's a
mayor's name again?
euphemism?
You don't know what a euphemism is?
I forgot. I didn't study linguistics. I'm a doctor.
It's like 10th grade English.
I didn't make
Yes,
it that far.
we will handle this for now. Don't worry. We will get to the bottom of this.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and take you on over to the latest scene. Unfortunately,
The mayor's name again?
the mayor's name is Mayor Kiananaki.
I thought you were gonna say
I'm
Keanu.
gonna write that down on a notepad and pretend I know how to spell that.
It's
It's
K.
probably K. Never. I'll let Wookie do it.
It's
Well,
Mayor K, got it.
My spelling is
Okay.
Keanu, and for the last name Knockee.
Yes,
Nope, he's
perfect.
Mayor K now.
Yeah, Mayor K is probably good enough. Yeah, all right. So you guys all pile into the car, and he's as he drives you along in his you all jump into his car and taking you. After a moment, he comes out of this very fancy garage with a brand new H2 Hummer.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Eh.
Seems rich to me.
Yeah, you'll pile in, and as you guys make your way over to this small parking lot at the end of the trailhead, he's going into this series of pretty gruesome murders, giving you the details. It's unfortunate that it's come out on this. It's really hitting our community hard, and it's been entire families. For the most part, it hasn't been the individuals coming through our town. It's just been members of our local community, which seem odd to us. You would expect that accidents happen out here in the forest. People go missing, but nothing like this. Just entire families getting massacred. It's been difficult to deal with the community. They feel like they're under assault. The tension's high. I've been trying to do my best to placate everyone and keep them sensible, but unfortunately the local militias are getting riled up, and I don't think I'll be able to keep the bit reined in on them for much longer. Things are going to get out of hand, and I'm exceptionally happy to see you out here and putting our best foot forward. It really makes the law and order folk, reinforces our position to have some support from the men in black, such as it is.
Wait, I'm not wearing black.
I apologize, sir. Men in Black is a different. We're not part of that faction necessarily.
Yeah, we're not Will Smith.
I'd like to have Will Smith out here right now, I tell you. But no, it's just to you.
He'd slap away the murder.
Honestly, Travis.
Wow. Just going for the slap. All just going right to it. Are we? God damn.
Exactly. What else am I supposed to do?
Damn it, Seth. But you all make it to the end of this. It doesn't take long. Like, this is a very small town. Coming up over the ridge as you guys drive over these very thin one lane roads. You pass a couple people and you have to squeeze into the shoulder, these pass-bys, and they are very tight mountainous roads. And you come up over a ridge and look down into this sprawling lake at the bottom of this valley, surrounded by these peaks of mountains. It's clear that these snow peaks, these snow-capped peaks, are all draining down into these series of lakes at the bottom of this valley, of which the town sits around. And Lake Cushman seems to be like the biggest one of them. And coming back down the hill, you arrive at a small trailhead, and all coming out of the car begin to make your way, checking your gear, making sure that the bear spray and the guns are secured, head up and start walking into this a very scenic and easy trail that goes along the side of the lake.
I think this would be a good point to clarify equipment.
I think you're right. So, all of you have the standard issue firearms or your own particular firearms that you'd like to bring as part of this operation. Also, anything that you want as part of this day trip, as part of this excursion, you would have been outfitted with. So, if you'd like to tell me now what specifically you're carrying as you kind of go over your gear in the back of the on the back of the truck and then load it into the mayor's Hummer. That will say that you have these, like backpacking backpacks, but they're all black and tactical.
I have medical gear and like a baseball bat. Actually, steel boots because those are cooler.
I was gonna say you got the baseball bat from the Ron took out that. Okay, it's still flaked with blood.
Bow.
Yep. So steel
Right.
boots, medical pack. Gotcha. How about you, John? What do you have?
I have a D10, as in medium-sized pistol, as my standard issue. As before, I still carry a small notebook and a ballpoint pen. Due to my experiences with the vampires, I have an audio recording device in order to gather evidence and, for other purposes. Whatever I would need it for. A first aid kit, because first aid kits are awesome. A flashlight. Bug and bear spray. I carry 2 spray bottles now. Brass knuckles.
Oh, that's for
And
me.
the 4 explosive devices, as in it's probably C4 or something from the Rontagoth mission.
Never can have too much dynamite. And how about you, Jacob? What are you carrying?
So he's got a notepad, a pen, and a few pencils, 100-foot of paracord, set of handcuffs, some chalk, candles, a matchbox, Swiss Army knife, and then matchbox, rags, and 2 glass bottles filled with diesel.
Yep, yeah. Always need plenty of diesel. This is America.
With a matchbox and rags.
So diesel isn't the best thing for Molotovs. So you want gasoline for Molotovs,
But
but
it will burn longer.
yeah,
Quick question.
yeah,
What's my
and it's
armor
America.
from the vampire mission?
Oh, you want body armor on your
I was
hike?
saying, do I still have it from before?
No, yeah, you got plenty of body armor. In fact, you got all the heaviest body armor that you can go ahead and just take up on your hike. Good idea.
Sure. I don't see why not. I mean, my
I
strength
mean,
is
technically,
70.
we still have it from Runtagov, but honestly, hiking with body armor, that's like suicide.
I mean, all my stats are above a 65, so
I wanted to say, yeah, so Seth is immediately dehydrated. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I apologize.
Oh,
Well,
one
I
last
can't
thing.
I
eat
Can I
built
get
because
some
this
duh.
for
flour?
shit. I'm a gym bro.
No, it's fine.
I do
It's
apologize.
fine.
Also a canteen
Yeah, no. So
because
the
duh.
yeah, the only person not dehydrated is Jacob. As you all proceed deep into the forest and immediately run out of water. No, okay. No, this is a game. No, you got your body armor, and there's no detrimental effects from going up into elevation and physically exerting yourself from wearing it.
Yep. Nope. Not at all.
Because game.
Shit.
So you
Yeah.
guys,
I don't have the common sense. I'm only smart, book smart to study medicine.
I'm a healer. I didn't learn about your street smarts. All right. No, so yeah, you guys continue on this trail, and you
Are
go
the
up.
I apologize. Are the mayor and Gribbs leading us in here, or did they just kind of point us in a direction and say, "Go on ahead"?
Now, Mare and Gribbs are with the group. They are taking point, leading you guys up to the most recent murder scene, in the hopes
Gotcha.
that you'll be
All right,
able to,
guys, get it?
in the hopes that you'll be able to pick up some kind of trail in your investigation, perhaps something they missed, some kind of piece of evidence that will lead you to the perpetrators of this ongoing string of intense and grisly murders. And it doesn't take long. This is of the works and the projects completed by the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, in the 1930s. Everything was built up by these young men who needed jobs, and the government wanted to essentially prevent from burning this motherfucker down to keep the aristocracy and the ruling class of this country ensconced while still allowing a middle class for, a decade or two to develop. They sent these young men out here cutting and digging a trail, and they built up a very leisurely walk on the rim of Cushman Lake. It goes, you looked at the trailhead, there's a little bit of a plank of wood carved into it with a very, pretty much flat a trail that goes about 2 miles back around the side of the lake. So it's not overly exerting to make your way through this wonderful terrain, and it's beautiful. It's at the end of the day. The sun is just about to fall below the mountains overhead, and the sun is reflecting off the lake. It's not blaring. It is the hard light of a deep winter day, though. And as you guys come to the end of this trail, you immediately smell something foul. There is a rot in the air as you crest into this camp area. You see that there are some tents that are disheveled. There's broken tent poles, and they have been deflated onto the ground. There is also a smoldering fire that continually throws a plume of this acrid smoke up into the air. And it looks as if a bear has just run through this family's campground. You're not sure how many people are here or how many. It seems like there are 2 tents or the remnants of them. But you immediately, you feel like something isn't right as you hear this bzzz, bzzz.
Cocaine bear.
It's not a bugbear.
No, it's cocaine bear.
Why would a cocaine bear make buzzing noises, Seth?
Because you've made a lot of references to bear up to this point.
During the hike, could I have asked the mayor about his statement earlier that no people that just came through the town as travelers were attacked, and if that's a coincidence or a deliberate choice?
Well,
of the murderer.
I'll be perfectly honest, there's been quite a few disappearances over the years, and I'd have to say it's probably how would you say it, an oversight on part of the local police to not include some of the people who have been disappearing from outside of the local community. It's your. Oh, wait, no, that's not. That's more Gribbs-ish. I gotta keep these guys straight. So, yeah, it's. Eh, well, I do enjoy sucking on some cock from time to time, but that's not what we're talking about here.
That's wait. Oh,
So, no, I believe there are some people who have gone missing, probably from the Seattle area or the surrounding country, but for the most part, local police are only interested in the locals who go missing, and for my own awareness, it is the local community's missing families that have sent everyone into a kerfuffle. There is a high level of tension because I believe the county clerk and the convenience store owner and their family have all been missing for some time now. Yeah, God, what's that smell?
So you would say the murderer targets the people that live here, and mostly nobody else.
I think it might be a crime opportunity, personally. Some kind of psycho escaped from an asylum, or who knows, it might be even
or
something
the
more
rich.
nefarious. There are rumors of Sasquatch.
Did anybody go missing before the murder started? Like shortly before?
There are rumors going back all the way to the Indians of large hairy men coming through and eviscerating people from the camp in the local village. I personally think that's, tall tales meant to scare children. Hey,
A
man.
beastman wouldn't be smart enough to organize such a string of murders on his
Hey,
own.
that sounds racist. They could be smart, probably not.
I'm gonna go with probably
They're
not.
myths, they're made up.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Hey, listen, we fought rich vampires in a deity from beyond our comprehension. I don't want to hear
Okay,
you.
okay.
I don't want to hear that.
Okay, all
Seth,
right.
this is a long
I know
hike,
you
correct?
I know you weren't good at English, but those were clearly a metaphor for the draining of the proletariat by the rich.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, I hear you, brother. Those rich people always sucking us dry. Yeah, they are vampires. Good one. Hey, yeah.
we're literal.
This is a long hike, correct?
They were just a metaphor, Seth.
Let's
Totally,
see.
for sure.
It's about a 2 mile hike. You guys have been going for about 30 minutes, so you're getting to the end of the hike here. Yeah. I'd say in total, round trip, it'd probably be an hour to an hour and a half. So you're about the halfway point. You're getting to the end where this camp is, and there is an overwhelming smell of sour, sweet meat and the
It's me,
buzzing.
sorry. It's because I'm wearing the armor.
God damn it, Seth! And you
There
get
you-
sweaty in there.
Is there enough
I'm
time
sorry.
to try and grab names and any commonalities we can try and find between uh the families? Like maybe a lot of them were hikers or anything similar to that.
There is a commonality between them. You are able to put together that they are avid outdoorsmen or outdoors folks, and they're all going missing when they go out into the woods. The mayor is emphatic on that point, that they have continually been disappearing when either backpacking or backcountry skiing. Whenever they've gone deep or outside of the city, that's when they've been going missing and vanishing. And the
So that so that's what you mean by crime of opportunity.
Right.
and that is what set the community so far on edge. You didn't it didn't seem overly weird as you passed through town, but now that you think back on it, there were people hanging out at the outskirts of town in their trucks, automatic rifles mounted in the rear view windows of their
Honestly, it's a
trucks.
small town. You just kind of assume that's normally a thing.
It's America. That's standard.
Yeah, like,
But then
it's not
you
unusual.
notice that they were at both ends of the road coming in and out of town. They're keeping point. They're keeping watch, checkpoints, keeping track of who's entering and who's leaving. Zzz,
I
zzz.
guess we're just approaching that area then.
You come across the last few steps of this campsite, and you do see these tents that have been collapsed. There's trash, gear scattered everywhere, and as you guys begin to pick your way through the scene, you can see Gribbs and Mier and Meow Kiananaki very distressed, each one of them showing signs of consternation. They frown and grimace. Their furrows furrow. Their burrows furrow? Meow. Yeah.
Meow.
Browse burrow.
Their brows furrow. Thank you. Got there eventually. Long walk.
I don't know really how to react to this information, to be honest.
I guess I'll start searching the collapsed tents if nobody else is gonna look
Yeah.
through the things.
We stare at you expectantly because you're the new guy.
Yes. I don't know what's happening, but I guess I'm just
Because
gonna
you're
start searching.
whatever your name is. I never introduced myself to you before.
Jacob, this is Seth. Seth, Jacob. You guys.
Yes, for this mission, it's Jacobs. Yes.
There's a reason why I'm named Seth. I named my character Seth, and you can totally guess it if you know the reason.
The reason
I know
is
Egyptian
you.
mythology, so
Yeah, so standing around Seth, John, you look over to Jacobs as the new guy. Yeah, it's the grunt's time to prove himself. What do you do, Jacobs?
yeah, I'm just searching through the belongings and all that, but looking at all the evidence that's there. It's like, isn't this why they brought us here? I don't.
Seems suspicious that all this camp gear is strewn about disheveledly. Sus. Yeah, go ahead and give us a search roll. See what's here.
How do I roll things?
Roll a D100.
Right, I meant like, is there like a dice bot or?
There is. If you go to the Dice Rolls channel, you can roll in there, or you can roll a physical D100 dice. If you'd like to roll in the Dice Roll channel, it's going to be /roll, ROLL, space 1D100.
Or just D100.
Powerful. I fail.
I searched too hard.
Everything is like pretty clearly this scene has been here for a few days. Everything is crusted into the freshly fallen snow, so you try and pick through it, and it's difficult because it's all been frozen together. You're trying to find any kind of backpacks, any kind of identifying information about the family that's been here, and you are able to get a wallet, but it's like it's frozen into the ground like something heavy, a big foot squashed it into the mud, and then the mud froze over. So you're able to get a cube of frozen mud wallet, but it's difficult to open. So you're trying to like get a knife and like hack it open. It's a time.
All right, Jacobs. I'm gonna help you search because you're the new guy, and I'm so nice.
Cool.
Hey,
Wookie, you said
hey,
a
I succeeded.
big foot squash.
Everything that I have been able to
Did you
pull out.
really? Did you really say that?
I sure did. I said it got squashed into the ground.
A big foot. must have stopped on it.
If only I'd heard of anything matching that description. Unfortunately, I haven't, so.
I've never heard of that
Only
either.
there were any mythical creature that had a squash in its name.
He might be
It's a real
sassy.
Anyway, I rolled a 31 on
wonder what
research
it's
roll,
gonna
which is
end up
actually
being.
successful.
All right. So, yeah, absolutely. Seth, you immediately see walking through these. It's not quite snow, it's slush that throws. So, there are these big feet, footprints, heading off just into the distance around the side of the campsite that goes along the lake, the shore of the lake. And it doesn't go far, and you can tell that the rot, the smell of sour sweetness, is coming from that direction. And then, yeah, you see this trail, these tracks, and you see to the side of these large footprints, drag marks on either side, as if something big was dragging something along on each side of him.
Must be a bear.
I just want to reconfirm our mission is to bury this incident, not to necessarily find out what actually happened, correct?
Hey, Jacobs.
Well, I would hope that you're able to find and discover what's causing this string of events, not just
Oh,
simply.
no, I was asking, like, what we were told originally. I apologize, not talking to the man.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'll just plug my ears and hum.
Thank you.
I have dementia. I instantly forget.
Ooh.
As agents of Delta Green, you are part of a particular government agency, much like the X-Files, where you are tasked with getting to the bottom of the supernatural. But instead of trying to make contact or discover the truth, your mission is to protect humanity from descending into madness and blocking off these extra-dimensional incursions and these alien contacts from harming humanity. So your job is to protect and cover up. So your mission in this case would be to discover what is causing this ongoing string of murders, investigate, determine the cause, neutralize it, and then bury the evidence.
Gotcha.
Jacobs,
What's up?
did you, John, you too. I found these big feet footprints. I found this big trail of big feet going off into this direction, where this thickly smell of, I don't know, death, I guess, is that way.
Interesting.
That's a good point. Let me
Is
take a
Form-
picture of that.
to
Perhaps we can compare it to the eventual murderer. I take out my brand new iPhone.
Ooh.
my iPhone 14. That is the exact same as the 13.
Ooh.
The reason none of us have shared numbers is because I'm actually on Android.
I'm also on Android.
So he's just the only one out of the loop. Got it.
No,
The group
we
chats
actually
look
received
real weird.
iPhones at the beginning of the mission. In
Yeah,
real
I
life,
have my
also
own
use
personal
Samsung.
Android like an idiot.
Yeah, same. It's like, yeah, but I like all my widgets, you know?
Same.
Same, and I also like having a potential extra bomb that I can throw at the enemy.
Whoa. iPhones never catch on fire. I don't know what you're
I
talking
wasn't
about.
talking about iPhones. I was talking. Oh well, I think that happened at least like once or twice. But like Androids are more notable for that. Get it? Because it was the Samsung Note that blew up.
I was thinking of the Note. That's right. God, you can't even bring them on the planes or whatever. Fucking drop out of the sky as a fireball.
I made it funny because I said notable. Get
Listen,
the joke?
more importantly than your big feet discovery, I think I've pried out a piece of this driver's license. It's got a Q on there some.
Give me that. I'll pry it open for you. I'm strong boy.
Actually, just a receipt that had a Q on there.
Okay, so you guys following this trail. It doesn't take you long to come across this gruesome murder scene at the edge of the lake. It's a family, and you can tell that they were on the little snow walk. Out here, they're still in their puffy jackets, and what's left of their tattered clothing hangs around them in rags, and you see that they have been completely eviscerated. And not only that, they hang from the trees on the edge of this lake, and their organs and their intestine are dangling around them, securing them to the branches of the trees. They hang there. Their heads have been cut off and reattached to where their sexual organs used to or would have been, exchanged with one another. They are all connected together. There are intestines stuffed into each other's mouths, the different tracts of their bodies sewn together with fleshy sinew. They've been human centipeded together.
I was just about to say that. Oh, my joke.
So my immediate reaction is to turn to the mayor and Gribbs and be like, "Hey guys, let's get away from here. Y'all don't need to see this."
My
And
immediate
just, like,
reaction is
turn
to tell
them
Jacob
around.
to not tell them that.
Be like, you guys need to not be here right this second.
I don't know what you mean. As a city official, it is my duty to. Oh
You
god.
like a human centipede, Sir Mayor.
Oh god. And Gribbs is gonna immediately just start hacking into the lake, and he's gonna wade out to his like waist, fall to his knees, and start burying his head in the icy cold waters, trying to get a hold of himself. Oh god, no, this shouldn't have happened to the Jenkins.
Okay.
They were good folk. They were good folk.
Well, sometimes people don't like good folk and like to make good folk, dead folk.
That's not a good
And in this
time.
case, human centipede folk. I'm an amazing therapist. Please hire me.
Well, I tried to do something good. This has become a lost cause. I guess it's time to focus on the case again.
So,
The people are
yeah.
already scarred for life.
any
Hey,
of
listen,
you?
I said. To be fair, I was gonna say my immediate reaction is to tell you to shut up and say, "Do not come over here." But I
No,
thought
that
it'd be
was
funnier
my
if we
point. Was I
did.
was gonna make them go away
Oh,
rather than seeing this.
L.
Damage is done, but any of you that would like to do a spot hidden check? Wait,
Oh,
is that
yeah.
a check in
Ow.
this system?
I do not see that. I see search.
Yeah, this is going to be a search, I think. Yeah, spot hidden is Call of Cthulhu. Maybe.
I got a 26.
Is that a success?
I failed again.
Oh.
What's your search percent? Mine's 40. I should not. This
Seven.
isn't
Be
pretty.
alertness.
70. I've gotten a 74 and an 81 so far.
Oh,
Those of you that would
yeah,
like
I
to
see
roll an alertness instead of a search, I'll accept that as well. John?
oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'd prefer that as well because my alertness is 70.
You already
Crit
succeeded.
fail.
Ooh. All right, so I'm going to need you all to roll sanity checks as you look at this
Is that
horrifying
just
scene.
the sanity points number?
Correct. So you're going to roll a D100 and you're going to compare that to the sanity score that you have.
50.
Is that a success
so
or a
I've
failure?
got like a grayed out number in
63.
So the grayed out number is going to be your current sanity. So your character starts with, I believe sanity is power minus something or other. I want to say it's power minus your like occult skill or something like that. I'll look it up. But yeah, so your sanity score is going to usually go in the wrong direction, and the grayed out number for the current category will be what it is after the sanity has been subtracted from your sanity rolls from your maximum.
Okay, so I don't start out with the maximum.
Yes, you do start out with the maximum. But
Oh,
I'm about to take some away from you.
Possibly?
Well, me and John succeeded, I assume.
I succeeded, yeah.
Oh, you
I
did
failed.
succeed.
Again,
All right, you
still
failed.
staying in the 70s.
Okay, this is a good failure. You didn't want to
If only
succeed
this was
here.
D&D.
This is a role you did not want to succeed at. So,
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Good at repressing that info. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah, you don't want to repress. You want repression. You don't want.
Those sunglasses go right back on.
He's too cool for sanity loss. So I'm gonna need Jacobs you to roll a d4 and subtract that from your sanity score. What you, Seth, and John see is the subtlest pulsing from these people. You see in this moment, this still, cold winter day, as the slightest of gusts breeze through the scene of icy death, there's a sheen of frost that has developed on these family members, the children, the wife, the father. They're all interconnected, but they're pulsing and twitching. They're still alive. They're breathing.
Hey guys, it's a chilly day out, huh?
They should. Okay, they should. Okay, you know what? I may sound like an ass, but they should. Okay, I'm shooting or not. I'm shooting point blank at them. They are human
breathing.
centipeded. There's no saving them. I am rolling to point blank, straight up fire at them.
Waspy wheezes. Seth, you see one of them, a streaming piss comes down onto the mossy ground. You take out your gun and you start shooting at them.
Yeah, I do that. What's the bonuses for rolling that point blank?
Oh no, you're just gonna blow all their heads off.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you, both Seth and John, to roll d8s. That's gonna be your sanity loss.
Hey.
And then
I'll roll
Jacobs.
this one in the chat so everyone can see it. Ow.
Like desperately seeing if I can find signal because I think these guys are now insane. Well, I think Scheme is insane. John seems fine. He's just along for the ride too.
Yeah, I'm just insane because I probably have antisocial personality disorder.
No, I think you just randomly shot dead bodies for no reason.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
honestly, that was kind of a step too far.
I had no idea that they were even moving. I was just like, I don't.
Okay, so I
reasonably do this.
All right, so you guys rolled well. 2 points of sanity damage to you, John. 3 points to you, Scheme.
All right,
Seth.
I got 60 sanity. Let's go.
Yeah, wait a second. I need to look something up.
He opens his laptop onto Google.
You got Starlink. You're fine. You're connected. And then Jacobs, you're going to go ahead. You rolled well as well. You're going to take 1 point of sanity damage and then another point of sanity damage as you see Seth just open up into what you thought were corpses.
I can't still believe they're corpses. I can't just believe that he's insane.
Yeah, you're rationalizing. Yeah, sure. Just only the one from what you rolled. You're able to justify.
Okay, but what if I roll persuade on him that I'm not insane?
That's
what
your
if I
prerogative.
persuade him they were actually moving and twitching?
You can make me believe that you think you're not insane all you want.
Okay, but what if I roll persuade on you that they were twitching and were still alive?
I will believe that you think you saw that. I will truly believe that.
Okay, 25. You will believe that I believe that.
Yes.
I can actually attest that I've seen it too.
Shaky.
Note to my logs. Both partners seem to be suffering some sort of PTSD from missions.
Well, I don't have PTSD. I just have diagnosed sociopathy.
A little bit rattled, you guys make your way back to town. Conversing, justifying, rationalizing as you make your way back to the Hummer of the police. The mayor, he is grim. He has a a rock hard expression. Gribbs is a mess. You can tell like this has been extremely affecting, not only because this is yet another scene of murder that he's come across, an ongoing one in the string of murders. It is having a hard time on him, and you guys are returned to your vehicle and you set up in the hotel room of this small mountain community to gather your evidence and plan out your next move. And so we're going to take a 5-minute break.
What if I give the guy antidepressants and I roll pharmacy for that?
Nom 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 nom. Oh, thanks, man. I needed that. Oh, God, anything stronger?
That was the strongest I was allowed to have. I'm
God
only
damn
a
it.
nerd.
This is the...
In any case, antidepressants are long-term, not short-term benefit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even I just give him enough to stay at him over for like a month.
Oh, good. I'm gonna need more. You got... Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Do not take more than like 2 within like a couple hours.
He just takes a fistful.
Okay, you're gonna be a vegetable by the end of the week.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. I don't want to remember anymore.
Oh, you'll still remember it. Your mind will be fine. Your body won't.
Damn it.
You'll just be even more trapped.
I don't feel very good.
Now I'm gonna roll medicine on you. Or not medicine, now I'm gonna roll first aid on you.
All right, so as Sith administers Ipecac, we're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
Anyway, I had a 73, so I'm fine. I'm gonna grab me something. Be right back.
Well, I assume y'all all actually built characters rather than just grabbed one of those pre-gens.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
this has been my recurring
myself.
character for like 3 times out of 4. I wasn't
Alright.
here for the last one.
It was like, comparatively, my guy has 115. Everything else is lower.
Number 15.
What is
I have
human?
what's what? Oh,
Human?
That's human intelligence. Or something like that.
What does that mean?
I forgot.
It's like interpersonal stuff. Anything
Yeah.
not covered by simple charisma checks.
Okay, so like if you're not trying to talk to somebody, you're just trying to like figure things out about them.
Oh yeah, that's why
Mm.
my human
For
intelligence
example,
is
one
80.
time Wookie asked me for a human intelligence check when I tried to intimidate someone.
Because there's not an intimidate skill, yeah.
So if I roll to seduce the dragon in this game, if there is one, I use human.
No. Human
No, you
intelligence.
use charisma. Seduction is charisma.
That's not a human.
Okay, to be fair, my charisma is actually higher than human, and by that I mean they're the same, so I'll still be fine. I'm still slightly sick.
It's an interesting game system, by the way.
It
I
really
have
is.
played nothing like it.
Mhm.
I've never even actually played Call of Cthulhu. I just heard about it.
I never played Call of Cthulhu either. I played Delta Green though, which is now.
But I like this kind of stuff. It's fun.
Sam.
Hmm. But do you know what's even more fun? Losing sanity.
Exactly. You want to lose it with us?
You
Join
know, I
us.
think I'm cool.
Join us.
Wookie.
I think
I think
Wookie's
he
getting
stepped
some
out.
caffeine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I'm
he's.
just gonna roll a d4. Ooh, that was a close one.
What
Good
were
thing
you
I didn't
rolling?
roll a 0 on a dice that on a die that doesn't have a 0.
What were you rolling for?
When you took the choice to shoot these people, my sanity was just 2 points above my breaking point.
What's a
Oh,
breaking point?
Yeah, you are actively contributing to my demise.
the hell?
What is a breaking point?
Skill issue?
Okay.
Breaking points where you go cray.
No, I meant like how do you
Exactly.
find that number or whatever?
Yeah, I need to know that too.
That's a good
Mine's
question.
It
just
is
blank.
your So instead of your sanity, which at its max is 5 times your power, the breaking point is 4 times your power. So your power less than your sanity.
Huh.
Okay,
My
so
sanity is higher than 5 times my power, though.
Really?
Yeah, it's at
Maybe
60.
I calculated that
mine's
wrong.
also at 60.
Well, I'll have to look that up.
But I've also lost some. I had higher power because my power's 80. So if by that logic, I have high sanity, but I don't know if that's correct or not.
Yeah, let me check the rules for.
I just clicked on this character sheet. I have no idea how it was built.
Temporary insanity. Page 69. Nice. An agent who loses 5 points or more of sanity in a single roll suffers from temporary insanity.
Good thing we didn't do that.
I remember this. Okay. So if you lose 5 points or more, I'm going to ask you to pick in descending or ascending order what you're most likely to do: flee, fight, or
Freeze.
yes, thank you. Of those three,
Oh.
that's gonna
In this
happen
game,
to you.
it's a flee, struggle, or submit.
Flee, struggle, or
So that's what they
submit.
call it.
Assuming this becomes an ongoing thing, I will have to remake this guy. This seems interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to help you make up your own character, but for tonight, we'll go ahead and just roll with the pre-made, and then it looks
I was
like
gonna say there's no time for.
Yeah.
there's no time.
I still don't know
Disorders.
what a breaking point is.
An agent whose sanity reaches the breaking point gains a disorder. When suffering from a disorder, the mind maladapts to mental trauma with long-term neuroses. A disorder is like a release valve for intolerable stress. Indulging in it helps your agent cope. It's possible to suffer from multiple disorders at the same time. Blah, 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 blah. So it looks like you're going to have addiction, depression, intermittent explosive disorder, lygerophobia, fear of loud noises, PTSD. So all the fun, standard depression, anemia, all the fun fugue states.
So what about psychopathy or sociopathy?
So those are two very different things. Psychopathy is when you are suffering from active hallucinations or delusions, such as I see people, I hear things, or I
That's
believe.
psychosis.
Yes, psychosis. What'd you say?
I said psychopathy, like when you have an antisocial personality disorder, but pushed to the max and you actively go out to hurt people and can mask you not having it very well and seem like a very charming person. So very malintent.
I'm gonna have to pop that balloon right now. It's genetic. You can't acquire it.
That's a shame.
Psychopathy you're born with, and it can't change.
Oh ho ho! But in Delta Green, let's see what this system has to say about it.
I'm pretty sure it's the same.
This psychopathy, this goes beyond ordinary sociopathy. At 0 sanity, empathy has been burned out of your agent. The feelings.
So I was right.
Mm-hmm. The feelings
Slightly.
and needs of others cannot touch him or her. People are mere objects for his or her amusement or use. Your agent sometimes engages in appalling, merciless actions for gratification. Some psychopaths with 0 sanity appear fine. They are no longer emotionally functional or concerned with people on a human scale, but they keep a simulated veneer of civility. Many serial killers have been classified as functional psychopaths.
So I was close.
So in real world, John, I think you are correct. It is something that, is like a
It's a genetic disorder
neurological,
type thing, or neurological.
neurological genetic thing. But in this game, which sounds like when you lose all your sanity, you become crazy psychopath man.
Quite the American Psycho, I'd say so myself.
On that note, if you lose all your sanity and get to 0, then you become an NPC, and the keeper gets your character.
Very similar to Call of Cthulhu there.
I like that. That's kind of funny. You become an NPC.
All right, but it does look like there are ways to recover sanity. Therapy, home life, destroying the unnatural, so you can actually get your sanity back by completing these missions and saving humanity from the union.
Yeah.
Really? I can get back my sanity?
Yeah, it looks like I
Like-
should have been offering you guys at the end of the sessions chances to get your sanity back, because you definitely have been destroying gods or minor gods and such of the mythos.
So
Yeah.
probably having at least some home time in between missions.
Yeah.
No, not at all. We're constantly
okay.
being sent out.
Shush you.
Oh, okay.
This is Call of Duty, not Call of Cthulhu.
Like, guys, I have vacation days. What are you doing? You can't just keep sending me out.
They send you out on your vacation day. They send you out to the Bahamas. You're like, oh, nice. And there's like some kind of zombie crisis there.
Oh no, I'm on PTO. You guys gonna have to handle this.
Oh
You
yeah,
start
I
scheduling
looked it up.
doctor's appointments to get away from work.
I looked it up, and your sanity does actually equal your power times 5.
I have
So-
no idea how my sanity point maximum is higher than that. Then, should I change it?
No, don't worry about it for the
Probably.
one shot. You're fine.
Or
Oh yeah, and breaking
Okay,
point.
so yeah, it was fine. It was
um,
fine for me. I think. Wait, no, it's
breaking
not.
point is also sanity minus power, so power times 4 effectively.
So I shouldn't have 60. I should have 400 minus what I've lost.
Let's
Your
get back
power
into
is
it, shall
80
we?
times 5.
So you all discovering yourselves by going through the How to Be a Human textbook, also compiling the different evidence as you've seen from the day. You have a mud-encrusted wallet that you're able to thaw out and start going through, identifying the victims. It says that Williams Jenkins was the gentleman that was hung up in the tree from his own guts before he was summarily cut down by Seth.
They were in a tree? I thought they were together.
They were hanging, dangling up in a tree from their own
Oh, yeah.
intestines. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good family quality time. So,
Nice family vacation. How's it hanging, guys?
how would you all like to proceed?
I would like to repress everything.
man after my own heart.
Wise.
Except I don't have sunglasses. I have brass knuckles.
I feel like they don't block the sun quite as well.
They're
But I mean,
not
you do.
supposed to block the sun. I like the sun, unlike you emos.
So I'll go to the guy who hasn't just shot somebody today. Hey, John, what are you thinking here?
Yeah.
What do you think the plan is? Do we go follow those prints, or follow up with the humans, or
Follow the prince. Follow the prince. Take out the man. And
Seth,
Money.
not right now. Jacob, I think whatever we do, we are going to have to put ourselves in some kind of danger.
any way we should try and prepare while we're still in town? Then
Jacobs. Jacob.
I think we're at our
Um,
best right now. Best thing to do is to get it over quickly and um keep an eye open for anything that might move.
I just
I
think
Jacob,
since
have
we
an
know
idea
we're going up
believe,
against
right?
kind of like we should we might have some things here
but
in town that we could grab that might help, but I don't know what all
Jacob, you
equipment
believe
y'all
me,
have.
right?
Yeah, totally.
Jacob, you don't sound so sure.
Oh yeah, totally.
I want to roll human intelligence on him to see if I believe that he believes me.
Inside check.
I don't think that's is insight a skill.
No, you're right. Human intelligence. Human int.
26. I succeed.
All right. Jacobs, do you believe him or not?
I believe that he believes what he
Jacob,
says is true.
Jacob, this is factual, not an opinion. They were moving.
There, if you ever get a look at my notebook, it's like a whole bunch of this Seth guy is definitely untrustworthy. The my higher ups definitely need to be informed that this guy can't be trusted.
I can't
It's
be
a
trusted.
liability.
My experience in the medical field is the reason why I'm here. Actually, I don't know why I'm here. I have no memory before I came here.
Man states memory loss and is still sent out by HQ. Send out resumes in morning.
Going over the notes, you all decide that there are a couple pertinent measures or promising avenues of investigation. We could follow up back on the tracks, the ones that you saw going away from the campsite that might lead to perpetrator themselves. There are also, from the reports that you got from Delta Green, the handler going through the manila envelope, the different reports, there are reported sightings of these strange lights that always seem to precede the murders. And then there are the different factions in town. It might be worth questioning the different checkpoints set up on the road coming in and out of town, seeing what these folks know, seeing if it might be something, additional information that could be gleaned from the local armed populace.
Mhm.
I think we should take out the threat immediately,
I'm gonna
or
and
question
cross-reference.
people.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go ahead and cross-reference everything that the mayor and Gribbs said today, and just like see if I can catch anything out.
That's fair.
Maybe see if they're like hiding anything, or
I want to
go think
mask.
back and be like, hey, were there any times where they definitely seemed a little iffy before telling us something?
I want to see if I can mask my mentally ill personality so Jacobs believes me.
So yeah, you've actually got that audio recorder, right?
I do, yeah, and I've
So
probably
yeah, that'll
recorded
definitely
all
help
of it.
us. Yeah, that'll definitely help us go through all the info.
So go ahead and give
I can.
me a forensics or an anthropology. No, it'd be more like a psychology. Is psychology a skill here?
You meant?
There is human intelligence for standard, sensing people's thoughts out, and for dealing with people
Kinda
who are
like insight.
struggling, there is psychotherapy.
So this is going to be a
My psychotherapy
psychotherapy or a forensics role as you go through your evidence and try and. I'm not I think like profiling is a bunch of bullshit, but we'll go ahead and it's a game. We'll go ahead and suspend disbelief. So you're going to take a plus 20 to your roll here. So your skill,
That's fine
psychotherapy.
either way. I got a 24
Nice. So going through your
Success.
notes.
with the bonus. So
Ooh, fancy. So you are going through your notes. You're comparing the different interactions between you, Gribbs, Mayor Kiananaki. Something's off. You can't quite put your finger on it. It's something like out of place. It's like looking at a set of silverware and one spoon just being a little bit bigger than the rest. It's hard to see visually. It's hard to suss it out immediately. But there's something wrong with how the mayor was reacting to the scene of extreme violence. It was almost like he was ushering you in to the horrific, gruesome murder. And once there, he was like an actor. You feel like it was a false flag almost, where you were being put in front of a pageant.
I feel like I'm like comparing how Gribbs reacted to the mayor and being like, Gribbs acted like a person. This was wrong.
It was almost too polished. Gribbs was distraught, obviously in distress at seeing another murder, his neighbors who he knew. He was authentic, but something about the mayor, there's just like a too polished veneer. Almost like a psychopath.
Gribbs didn't fake that puke. I saw it.
No, that puke was
That blue tie, I think it might mean that he's trying to look like a good guy, but is not a good guy.
Start thinking back on that blue tie. Actually, it was just red the whole time.
It's a clip-on.
Colorblind.
Is that political? No, just kidding. But
I just got
Jacob,
the joke.
do you think we're onto something here?
I think
Using
it's
your intuition,
worth
you're better
investigating.
this than me.
I don't necessarily know what it'll turn up, but definitely he's got something to do with this.
Okay.
What if he just did it?
I mean, possibly. That seems like it would be very difficult for him, but hey, I don't know.
Listen. He could just have people do it for him. He's the rich.
And he did say bad things about the rich while being the rich himself. He's guilty.
Exactly. Case closed. We can leave now.
Proletariat rises once again.
Hey, Seth, could you
Hello.
try to empathize with him? See if you can
Empathize
get
with
into his head.
Empathize with Mayor Guy?
Yeah, I think that might work.
Oh, I could totally do it. I can act like a pompous rich guy complaining about the poor not being poor enough.
Exactly.
I mean, I do have pretty good persuasion, and human intelligence, and my charisma is 80, so I think I could pull that off.
Oh, you believe these Poles? They want health care.
They want free health care. No.
No. Oh, silly Poles, no.
That's only
I mean-
for the rich.
Worst comes to worst, we just lean on the guy.
Just body slam them.
Not quite what I meant, but that would work.
Or a table would be quite effective when it's flipped.
We all brought guns here, right?
Yeah.
So
We're
we
American.
don't need tables. We're good.
We're American. Why would we not have guns?
Sir, this is America. Excuse me, sir. All right, so where are y'all headed? Where are you going? What do you want to do?
All right, what's the plan, John? You want me to get into his head?
Yeah, just give him a talk.
All right. See if I can
Make
get
sure it
anything
can't
out.
go like be gentle.
I'm gonna need your audio recording device just so Jacobs believes me, because he doesn't believe me. He thinks I'm crazy. Right, Jacobs.
Here you go. Just
Thank
press
you.
this button to record, press this one to stop the recording.
Aha.
Yeah.
I actually listened to someone for once.
If it doesn't work, go ahead and let me know. I think I have another idea on how to get him to talk. I pull out my rag and my canteen of water.
I thought you were gonna say you pull out a gun. I was gonna be like, you just can't shoot him. That works though. Kidnapping's quite effective.
Sir,
That's
this is
not what I
America.
meant.
This is America,
It's fine.
and waterboarding is not torture. We all know that.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, for sure.
I also put handcuffs on my sheet, so like,
All right, so Seth, you start making your way back over to the fancy wooden mansion. What are the rest of you
Walking
doing?
fast, strangers pass.
Are you all providing backup for Seth, or are you going to pursue a separate line of investigation?
I'll
Crickets.
follow
I'm gonna
Seth.
get a coffee.
I've got to be close just in case he fails.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You're
John,
actually
my
the
best
most
friend.
useful person.
He really is the most useful person, even though I've helped them out quite a bit. I'll do say so
I mean-
myself.
Going to get coffee, that's actually just the best possible thing in this situation. Fucking everyone needs some coffee.
I hate coffee.
We need
That's what
coffee.
I am.
How dare you?
If we get out some coffee smell, he will be more comfortable, as in coffee calms you down, because people like coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, just give me a
And
cup
it's
of
a
coffee
good,
to do it
it's a
with
good
as
way
well.
to like, it's a good way to like get some kind of connection going between us and the new guy. So
It
drinking
loosens
coffee
them up.
together.
Makes them easier to slip up if they're comfortable.
Okay, bokey. So, Seth, Jacobs, you guys make your way back up the familiar driveway. There is a large gate at the entryway of the property, but you're noticing that it is cracked, so wheeling it off to the side, you drive back up the unpaved road and arrive back in front of the residence, and after knocking on the big heavy door, Mayor Kiananaki answers it in a red velvet robe, a smoking pipe, and ushers you
It's red.
in. Dun
Oh
dun.
god, that is a nice robe.
That is a really nice robe.
Well, thank
Yes.
you. I inherited it from my father. He ushers you into a wonderful living room, and all around this room, you notice that these shadows being cast by a large fireplace are silhouetting these enormous stuffed taxidermied animals. You see bears, goats, mountain lions, every kind of wildlife represented in the Olympic National Forests are here in this living room.
Mayor
mighty
collects
collection, I must
stuffed
say.
animals.
Well, I wouldn't say that I've only had the pleasure of hunting a few of these here myself. This is a long history. Most of them come from when this establishment was still in business. The hotel here. It's unfortunate that the economy, being the way it is, that had to go belly up, but I didn't feel like letting it go into disrepair, so I bought this here facility and renovated it, and I've tried to upkeep it the best I can, but I'm just simply one man. And you look
I should
around.
mention. Oh, I was gonna say I should mention that I like pressed the record button on our way in.
You're recording and catching everything. Not being too surreptitious about it, but you are catching everything quite clearly on the recorder.
Any lies that we catch, we will examine after we leave because we don't want to fight this guy in case he's some kind of
Demon.
powerful guy.
He might be Satan.
That
I'm not in
he
on that
might be
plan.
Lucifer.
I think he's just a dude.
Nah, he's
Oh,
fine.
I don't say this out loud. This is what I'm thinking of.
But yeah, that was my point. Like, I'm not on that same level. I'm just sitting here waiting for you to possibly fail and then torture a man.
Uh-oh. No, Seth, if you look him over, he doesn't have a tail, no horns. There is a wonderful amount of, it's just like this old hardwood furniture is exquisitely carved like the rest of them, like the
Well,
rest
he would
of
be
the...
a prime suspect. He likes taxidermy and such, and then that corpse out there is very taxidermied. It's just without the stuffing.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Someone who did this must be good at taxidermy. So it must be someone who either works
I
in
have
that
high
profession
intelligence. I'm
or has
pretty sure I can have
experience
this thought.
otherwise.
out of game. I had no fucking thoughts along that line. Y'all are smarter than me, apparently.
Oh no, I just watch a
I
lot of
mean, the
crime
people
stuff.
were stuffed and they were suited up, and that's
I mean,
both things that
you're not
taxidermists
wrong.
must
What
know.
the red tie at the beginning? It just turned blue.
Dun, dun, dun. No,
All
but
right,
he
so I
sits
guess
you
we'll
all down.
continue the conversation.
Yeah, he sits you all down in front of the fireplace that crackles. It's a roaring stone fireplace, quite comfortable, coming in from the cold, chilly
In
night.
hand. Wow.
Hands
I
you a
kind of
couple.
want to just walk in the fireplace.
We all do. And he hands you a couple snifters, gives you guys a very fine year of bourbon, and settles all y'all down into a comfortable seated position, crosses his legs. Unfortunate, a grisly scene. I'm still recovering. I'm probably drinking a little bit too much here, but I
I
gotta
analyzed that sentence.
go ahead and roll human intelligence. You do see his hand is a little bit
Oh
shaky.
my god, I just got a 20. Okay, yeah, I succeed definitely.
You can
By
tell
a
that
lot.
he is under stress, but he's holding it together well. There may be some information that he's holding back. You can tell he's not being 100% honest with you, but
And how much alcohol does it seem like he's actually been drinking?
you can see his nose is red, his cheeks are flush. He's probably getting on the he's past tipsy, but he's not quite like drunk.
So he's got a nice buzz along with
Yeah,
tipsy and something else.
yeah, no, he's not. You don't see like any lines of cocaine or Adderall pills lying around. No, but yeah, you can tell he's
I
got a
might
nice
need some
buzz.
Adderall just because my character.
You chew some 4-hour Adderall. No, now you can tell he's got a nice buzz going, and yeah, he's probably like holding. He's repressing something of the encounter. He is dealing with it in an unhealthy manner. But these are an ongoing series of murders that the local militia is probably going to hold him accountable for if he's unable to find who's responsible, put a stop to it. Like you can tell he is under increasing pressure from the local community, and
So, Mr. Keanu.
easily could end up lynched himself. Yeah. Oh yes, sir.
True. All right. So you say like you haven't happened to have the ability or pleasure of hunting all of these taxidermied creatures down?
Oh no, just mine here is this mountain goat. I got this beautiful ram last spring, and
All right.
I got that stag right there. I'm ashamed to say it's just a spike, only a couple years old, but it was good eating.
Do you know the people who originally taxidermied it? Is it like just one person, multiple people, the same group of people?
I'd over time believe this was actually a pretty specialized practice back in the day. There was a whole industry about it. They'd use pine tar and mink oil. It was quite a stinky process if I read my history books correctly. Yeah,
That's
I
very
however,
interesting.
I'm gonna
yeah,
do the only reasonable thing to do in a horror game and split up the party by using the fancy man's bathroom.
I hate you.
around the corner to the left.
Thank you, sir. Then I go spend a long time in the restroom while they
I
have the
think it'd be,
conversation.
I think it'd be funny if he said all of that out loud. The only reasonable, like that specific sentence out loud.
Obviously.
All
He,
right.
he has some kind of prop movie flashlight
So
too.
while they talk, I am using this man's fancy bathroom and being like a couple of rooms separate because it's down the hall.
Understood. So, Jacobs, you're going to go ahead and use this bathroom, and it is awesome. You go in there, and it immediately shifts to this white marble scene. This bathroom is probably one of the most expensive you've ever been in your life. The
And I work for the government.
even so, like even the most bribed and corrupt politician would envy this bathroom. All the finishings are polished brass. The lamp, the chandelier that hangs overhead, and it is a high ceiling, is crystal, and it shines these opalescent shimmers of rainbow through the different mirrors, bouncing and reflecting the light. But everything is dimmed. It is quite exceptional. And as you glance up into this domed ceiling, there's a mural up above that continues with this motif of animals. And you see a bear and her two cubs, but the two cubs have been viciously mauled and they're being eaten by another bear. And the mother bear and this other one that has come in and started to consume her children are fighting currently.
Neat. I take extensive notes, so it takes me even longer in the bathroom.
I hate you.
And
I thought
as
you were gonna
you
help me
Just
water
to give it
boil.
like perfect time in case anything happens. It can happen because I take so long.
Uh-huh.
as you're taking so long in the bathroom, the
I
dim
think he
light.
has IBS.
Oh no, he can take his time, please. I try to give people their privacy, especially around the bathroom. It's a sensitive topic. So, Jacobs,
It
as you
definitely is.
continue to take your notes, it's dim light. You're having to squint down at your piece of paper, and you see the words, the squiggles, the lines begin to run together. The spaces between the lines begin to drift and wave. And as you look back up into the ceiling, you see the bear fight off the other bear. They're moving. And the bear that came in and killed the cubs runs off into the forest, upon which time the mother begins to eat her own children's bodies.
Gross. I don't know what kind of weird stuff he's got going on the ceiling. The rest of the bathroom's fancy, but this like video ceiling thing, that's not for me. I'm kind of grossed out. I finish my business and leave. I assume they've now had basically a full conversation.
Oh no. We were waiting for you.
Oh wow. Everybody's just sitting in silence in the parlor.
No, we're staring at you as you come in like, hello. Would you like to play a game?
Come in.
My
pulled
hands
out
are
my
fully
dice.
washed,
Coming back
Yeah,
into
Actually,
fancy soap.
during that time, I might have had some conversation with this guy, and not for the purposes that Seth was going for, but to see if the stress he had was from us.
Am I correct? I thought, John, you were at the coffee shop.
I
Coffee.
do believe that's what you
Yeah,
said you were
I thought
doing.
we like got coffee along the way.
Yeah, he took it.
Ah.
Yeah, remember, Jacobs took a suspiciously long amount of time in the bathroom.
Gotcha. So, okay,
Like a horror
flashback.
movie length amount.
As you guys were driving on over, picking up coffee from the only Asian coffee donut shop in town, John, you walk in, ding, ding, ding. You get some like 4 styrofoam cups and start filling them up from the pumping coffee machine. And as you're pushing the plunger down and filling up the cups, 6, 7, 8 men, all wearing flannel and different denim jean jackets, they come in behind you, and you can tell that they are all heavily armed. You see one of them has a gun, a pistol, on each hip, and then as he turns around from the display case, he has another pistol in the back of his jeans, so he has 3 pistols. Others are casually have SMGs slung around them, and they are eyeing you with distrust. You can feel the wave of scrutiny wash over you as they start scowling at you and taking in your features. They're going to remember your face. As you finish up grabbing your coffee and then retreat back into the car, you guys make your way back up to this mansion, and they clearly see you jump into the black SUV, the black van, and make your way into the mayor's place.
Yeah, as I walk by them, I'm like, "Good day, gentlemen.
They
Good
don't
to see
say they don't
They
say
immediately shoot you.
they don't say
Sorry.
anything. One of them actually spits inside.
One of the
You.
coffees."
Yeah, you put
That's
the
gross.
coffees in a little carrier, and then you guys make your way. Okay, so at this point, flash forward. Jacobs, you come back from the bathroom, and the mayor is in a long explanation, like a protracted explanation of where he was taxidermied. So I taxidermied that here goat out in I believe the establishment was in Seattle. It's harder to find these people these days, but you can still get good work done. It's just something you have to be sent out for. You wouldn't believe what I paid in shipping.
Incredible.
You have a very nice bathroom. The ceiling screen thing is a little odd, but interesting at least.
Oh, that's an oil painting. I don't know what you mean by a screen. That's something that came all along with this property when I bought it. It's not exactly my preferred art, but it does have its home here in nature, and I find it calming on occasion.
Uh, Interesting. It is very fancy though.
Yeah, I
Very
couldn't
very
let it.
nice.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't let it go into history and just fall into disuse. I do my best to keep everything tidy and clean, but it is just me here. And as you look around, you do not even see dust on anything. There's like a globe, old one from like the 1800s. You can tell like the continents and the different seas and ocean are just not quite right, but it is all immaculately clean, as if it was just dusted before you came in.
You have like a maid service or something come do that?
Oh, no, no. It's just me
It's
here.
almost as if he was expecting us.
Well, I try and keep this place the best I can, so I'm able to entertain as mayor of our fair little town here. It's
Yes,
not
that is very true. You do not want people to get the bad idea of you.
precisely. I gotta keep up my appearances and satisfaction, although it's been more difficult as late with our ongoing problem here. As speaking of, how goes the
I see two.
progress?
I see two probable suspects,
Please elaborate. I
and
need.
and I don't know if I should mention them right at this moment.
Yeah, I hope it benefits your
One of them,
investigation.
one of them probably. What was the other guy's name? The one who was throwing up.
Gribbs.
I feel like he could, if he has any idea of taxidermy, that it could be him.
Gribbs,
That he
no.
could have just been throwing on an act. But if
He,
that, even if in that extremely unlikely case, it seems like it could be you, like suspectually, unless someone else wants to make it look like you, and that's why you know, they I also saw the guys who were scrutinizing us, right?
yeah, you saw them go into the coffee shop and
Okay.
yeah, give you long looks as you.
Which which could honestly be the reason why we were like scrutinized for being around you. So like it could either be like you, Grips, or someone trying to make it seem like it was you, as you have an extreme interest in taxidermy, and that victim was extremely I'll just say taxidermied.
I'm glad that you're keeping all avenues of your investigation open. It's important to make sure that all your bases are covered. However, as I've said before, this is simply a place of residence that I've taken upon myself to maintain. The taxidermy here wasn't done by myself, you understand?
Which is why I didn't want to outright just say it was you.
Well, very good. And if there's anything I can do to help your investigation, please let me know. It would be my pleasure to make sure that you're set on the right path, and to that end,
I want to roll human intelligence to hear for malintent. That sounds malicious to me for some reason.
well, let me say the next thing before I have you roll that.
All right, I'm gonna grab my dice just in case.
Well, to that end, there have been these ongoing series of reports, these bright lights emanating from the forest of where these murders occurred. I believe they're to be connected. These red, carmine emanations coming from the deep forest, the ancient groves. They have to be somehow linked. And I believe it is your duty to investigate and find out what it is and how they are connected.
And now I'm gonna roll
Yeah, that's probably smart.
34
Under?
human intelligence.
What's your human intelligence?
80.
Wow! That's really high.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, so you can tell that there is truth to what he's saying, that the lights, the red lights coming from the ancient old growth forests, are linked to when the murders have happened. That is true, that there seems to be some kind of connection between the red lights and the timing of the murders. There is something he is holding back from that connection.
But good sir, it seems like you're withholding information from with how you are speaking.
Yeah, there's only so much I can tell you. There's only so much I know.
Well, there's only huh. Yeah, I know, but you also know what you're withholding.
It is up to you to investigate and discover what there is to find out.
That's a shame. I'm the government. You should tell me.
Well, if you have
Pumpkin.
the authority and you have the resources, it's up to you to find out what is happening.
Out of game, I'm like, I show him my powerful resource. It's called a deagle, and it's really good at getting information out of people.
So you go ahead and shift, you cross your legs the other way, and just happen to allow your coat jacket to open up, showing him that you are heavily armed. You have a Desert Eagle.
I said out of game, but I do that actually. That sounds something like I do.
There is a moment where you see his eyes flicker down to the glinting metal, then meet yours again, unfazed.
Like I said, I do kind of need to know all information before we go on to this case, even if it's not extremely important, but if it's related, I need to know.
He stands up, and he walks a little bit too close to you, to a side table, like a coffee table, on the side of your seat. Pulling open a drawer, he takes a map of the area out. It's not quite like a tourist map. It's a little bit more detailed, but you can tell this is something that they hand out to people who come into town, give them a broad understanding of what the different attractions would be. And on it, there are these series of different X's, and some of them have been circled. And he hands it to you, Seth. And as you take it, he holds on to it for just a half second too long as he makes eye contact with you. Here are the different locations of the murders that have occurred. And in the X's, along with them, are the sightings of the red lights that have emanated from in the forest. Now, these two here and here, these are sightings of the red lights in which murders have not been found yet. I believe if you would like to get to the bottom and see what truly has happened here in our fair town, that you will need to go to these locations, discover the source of the emanations of light, and then go back to the government and report on what you found.
My thoughts exactly on the red lights and such, the ones that don't have murders yet.
Very well.
Alright, this is graciously accepted. John, where's John?
I'm here.
Ah,
I
you're
sit
so
next to
quiet, I
you.
could barely notice you. Is that
I
coffee?
know, right? It's amazing.
Is that coffee?
Is that coffee?
Oh yeah, do you want some coffee? I have
No.
one with a
We
stick in it.
rode most of the trip back with you having coffee in your lap. No
No,
one
I
asked
was-
for any of it.
I was mentally preparing myself for investigator mode. I don't say this out loud. So, this is the only sane moment you'll see me. I hate coffee.
I
No, this is true. I just hate coffee. Any
I-
character I play hates coffee.
hate yogurt. I hate yogurt, especially those little strawberries.
Why did I laugh so
Additional.
So, handing out the coffee, you all, and the mayor seems to drink deeply of the cup of joes before you all pile out of the mansion. He bids you adieu as you head back into the cold night and jump back into the black van and making your way.
Wait.
Whoa.
Before we go, could just use the bathroom real quick.
Absolutely, John. The coffee. It's a diuretic. It just runs straight through you. Sometimes you go to the bathroom, John, and you find the exact same, very fancy, just this white. It is a very bright marble, but in this dimly lit, almost candlelight level of light. It has a sepia or a taupe hue to it, and the carvings, the wood, it all seems well oiled, polished.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? All the
Okay,
people need to
two
use the bathroom.
things. I didn't actually need to go. I'm just curious about what Jacob said. And I have a flashlight, so I'm going to use that to light up the room.
Bringing the flashlight to bear, the shadows that seem to
Ah.
dance in the rotating chandelier above you immediately dispels all the shadows. What once looked like movement, very slow, almost imperceptible, writhings, are immediately pushed back as the light floods it. You see the scene above you. Mother, two cubs.
Is there some kind of... how high is it up?
It is a vaulted ceiling. It comes up to it's like an arch. It's not quite domed. It is like an arch that goes along the ceiling. And it's quite beautiful. You see the pine trees of exquisite detail painted on in this very organic oil painting as that lines the two sides, and then there's a stream that goes along the crack of the vaulted ceiling. I'd say it's probably about
nice.
12 feet at the end of the wall, and then it probably goes another 6 feet up past that.
Okay, so pretty high up.
Quite high.
Yeah.
That's a tall bathroom.
So even with a chair, I wouldn't be able to get up.
You stand on the counter and start investigating as high as you can go. You're able to get up to the rim standing on the counter, and it's a little precarious, but this is an exceptionally wide marble. It's not quite a counter, but yeah, it's quite an extensive marble vanity that you're able to clamber up on, and holding on to some of the really running out of my architectural vocabulary. It's like the facade. Yeah, like the facade. You're able to like get some handholds and climb up some of this hardwood facade and inspect the painting. It's just a painting. You're able to scratch off some of the flakes of the oil painting. It's very old.
You mean a fur down?
Yes, thank you.
Man, that
In
bathroom,
that case, I'll
everyone
get
seems
back
to love it
down.
so much.
Wait a second. I don't want to get up just yet. Before that, I looked it up, and in using skills in the handbook, 20% equals a little training or hobby. And I have an 18 in unnatural. So, could I be able to reach through the painting without disturbing it?
You try and see if this painting is in fact some kind of gate or doorway. You try a few different methods of trying to focus, open, expand it, but all you're met with is a wall. But then you feel something different. Some kind of low vibration, an emanation. It's like an energy that's permeating the air. You wouldn't describe it as being sourced from the painting in front of you. It's everywhere. It's an ambient pressure that comes through the entire mansion.
I breathe it in. I try to feel it.
Focusing, you turn off your flashlight, and immediately the shadows begin to run once again, dancing around you. The different wood carvings begin to grin, the eyes widening as they focus on you, tracking you as you move. But you continue to breathe and let your mind wander and drift, trying to locate where the emanations of this energy are coming from. Maybe down. It's close. Wherever it's coming from is quite close. And it's strong. It's like something leaking out of a container.
Below me?
Maybe.
Down below? Maybe.
Maybe up above. It's hard to get a sense of the direction.
But it is here. And I'm certain.
You can feel it.
This house.
It's instinctual. It might be the house, it might be close by, but it's definitely here.
I wait maybe 2 more minutes, focusing on it. And if nothing happens, I go back to the group.
You return back to the group, and a little bit the bags under your eyes, the shadows that give you a haunted look seem to extend for just a few moments as you rejoin your friends, and then bidding you adieu, Mer Keanu,
Wait,
Hmm?
wait. I turn to Jacob. Jacob, I
You know what's
think
up?
I know what you meant when you said screen.
I didn't think it was that complicated.
Wait,
Anyways,
what screen? Can I go look?
No, I
Sir,
I
think
have to
it's
use,
you
but I
been
actually have to
meant
use the bathroom,
to.
unlike you two.
Sir, it's been a pleasure being in your home. Here's my
I'm going
card.
to the bathroom.
We'll
You are not stopping me. I'm sorry, Mr. Keanu. I actually have to go.
It's an
we'll go
emergency.
warm up the car. We'll get some people out of your house at least.
I actually have to use the restroom. My tummy hurt now.
Yeah, Seth, you go ahead and utilize the bathroom, and for some reason the lights are extremely. Yeah, someone turns on the overhead fluorescent tube lights, so you're just like, oh, what the hell? It's just a bathroom. I don't get it.
And I look. Wait, what about the screen? I want to analyze the room, like a quick 10-second analyzation of the room before I'm like, y'all are stupid.
Not seeing it. These guys
Hmm.
are high on LSD, and then you make your way back to the van outside and going on down the driveway.
Man,
If
these
the
people,
mayor,
you guys are stupid.
if the mayor
Uh,
can't hear us, then I will say to Jacob, we should search this house.
Understandable. I left the mayor my card, by the way, and said like the usual, call me if anything happens or if you need me or whatever.
Uh,
He's
I was
hiding
saying we should.
something,
Yeah, I was gonna say
something
we should
very
search it.
bad. Something very, very bad.
Okay, I
And
don't
we
know if he's
need to
hiding
go
an item.
inside.
I
That's
think he
true, but
is
we
the
also
thing.
have several other things to follow up on right now. We can go after him, but we've also got like 3 more leads now.
Yeah, there's kind of like these two spots that might be potential murder spots from the way he's pointed it out, which also adds further suspicion onto him.
Also, if we don't have any evidence and then we get caught sneaking around inside his house, that militia
This is the
might just kill
evidence.
us. The
This
the
is the
human
evidence.
element might just kill us.
Mother Jacobs, I have the evidence. The audio recording and this motherfucking map.
No, no,
This is
no.
substantial evidence.
Evidence of the mayor doing something wrong.
Oh, that's true. I
And
guess
then
we'll
we
just
get
have to
caught
kill the
inside his
militia.
house sneaking around. The militia might kill us,
The militia might
regardless
kill
of whatever
him.
stuff is going on in this town. Just
True.
people with guns are pretty dangerous.
Okay, we'll just kill the people with guns.
Speaking of, as you guys come down this driveway,
Oh,
you see at the end of the road, you come through the gate and you realize, positioned on each side of the gate with their lights off, are 2 trucks that light up these enormous floodlights on the top of their, just like these awful LED bars, and complete, for a moment, whoever's driving just blinds you. Who's driving?
not me.
I guess I'll drive then. I drove the van earlier, so.
I need a drive roll.
Sure.
Hey,
This is
there's
not
a
a great
drive.
idea. Does anybody else?
Anyone
Anybody
else
else
want
had
to?
better? They should have been.
Please,
Okay,
God.
what's your drive percent?
40, I think.
Mine's 20.
Oh. John, you didn't have better, did you?
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. What is your percent?
2 things. First of all, something came up. I might have to leave in a few minutes, so perhaps we can wrap this up.
Sounds
Sorry
good.
about that.
No, this is fine. This is actually probably a pretty good spot to end it for this week. We're over time anyway.
And also, I have a 50%. Like,
Oh.
straight up. 50, 5 times 10.
So I apologize. You should have been driving.
Yeah.
John, go ahead and give us a drive
Fail.
roll, as you are the most qualified to be driving here.
You gave us
Oh,
a
no.
74. You can't drive.
I mean, either of us would have also failed with the 74, so.
True.
So that was a failed drive roll. Where's that exciting cliffhanger with a failed drive roll?
Thank you. Yeah,
Hi.
I just had a brain fart, but I'm back on it. I'm here. I am awake. I'm
Understandable.
yum yum yum. Yeah. So immediately, as these spotlights, these floodlights come on, you are blinded for a moment, John. As you swerve, you come off of this dirt road and you come down into this little service. It's clearly not been maintained. There's bushes, there's all sorts of grass that's grown up alongside of this little service road that goes alongside. This forest road is clearly just some kind of fire break. It's been like a disused evacuation route that's just completely overgrown. But in that moment, you're just trying to keep the car on the road, and instead of smashing the vehicle into some kind of tree and being exposed to these probably heavily armed militiamen, you gun it and you start flooring it, driving up into the mountains towards God knows where. But your path is extremely well lit as these floodlights trace you. They've pinpointed you and they've spotlighted you as you are in a running and gunning situation. You hear the pop, 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 pop as small caliber rounds start to come around, and yeah, it's gonna actually see if I can shoot. So I rolled a 100. So yeah, these bullets are going all around you and they're hitting everything but your car. You're seeing like branches get splintered and pieces of dirt get lit up, but they cannot hit you for the life of them.
God, we're being chased by stormtroopers.
And you are flooring it to get up into this this mountainous back road, and they chase you for about 20 minutes all the way back up in here until eventually you come to a small turnaround which you blare by. You blast right on through it, and they all seem to stop and turn around. You can see just over the hill this bend. They stop, and you see the lights eke out and come from behind this bend and continue to turn and go back towards the city. They feel like they've chased you off. And as you continue on for another 10 minutes just to put yourself some distance between you and them and regroup and find yourselves, maybe report, call in, set up the satellite phone, and give headquarters an update on your progress here, you stop and find yourself in the very tip top, the end point of this fire road. There is a small marker of what seems to be some kind of peak and another smaller hiking trail that continues up, but this is as far as this road goes. You've reached the end of the road, and as you start to set up your equipment to get in a signal, try and get some kind of satellite link, the faint red glow, a light coming from deep inside the old-growth forest, begins to emanate out, casting long, shifting shadows over the car as something moves through the undergrowth. And that's where we're going to end it.
Cliffhanger, we finally have a part 2.
Spooky.
Well, thank you all very much for playing. Good night.
It was very
Seth
fun.
is totally insane and not insane.